Welcome back to Behind the Feed, the podcast that takes you behind the lens and into the lives of some of the incredible creators that we work with here at Engage Partnerships. In today's episode, I'm joined by someone who's become one of the most relatable and inspiring figures in the UK running community and still finds time to stay connected to her roots to the NHS. I'm delighted to be bringing on Alysia McAndrew to today's show, and I hope you enjoy. Right guys, welcome back to episode 2 of Behind the Feed. We have a very exciting guest today, someone who we have now worked with for a couple of years.
I'm saying 2 and a bit
2 years,
yeah.
The lovely Alysia McAndrew, or as known to most on socials as Run With Liz. Alysia, it's so good to have you on the podcast today. What's new?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm finally here. What's new? I have officially just bought a home, so
Congrats.
I'm going through a bit of a weird change in my life, but it's all exciting. So yeah, and of course I'm training for my marathon, which is in couple of weeks now, honestly.
Chicago, for those that are wondering. Obviously, me and Alysia have got a very special relationship, literally from neighbouring towns in Lancashire. So if this podcast does get a little bit northern today, then just bear with. But yeah, obviously for those that don't know, just want to jump straight into some icebreaker questions so that kind of get to know Alysia a little bit better. I've tailored this to, like I try and do with all guests, to kind of like our relationship, obviously being up north, the running and everything about you. So tell us a little bit more about where you grew up and what was it like?
So I am a northern girlie through and through. I grew up in a very, very small town called Chorley and then integrated into Preston very young. And I'm still living in Preston now through and through. And yeah, I've just lived a very, very normal lifestyle. I trained at University of Cumbria as a OT. And yeah, I've just kind of gone from there really. But I pulled the plug on OT.
Honestly, flashbacks to Preston. So I'm actually originally from Darwin, which is 20 minutes away. Yeah. And we used to have all our Thursday night outs in Preston. Max, Evoke. What a place.
I mean, thank God that's shut down now.
Sticky dance floors, yeah.
That's shut down.
We won't go back to that stage. But yeah, no, so obviously you've stayed in Preston. I know it's a special place to you. Obviously it's home from home, right? And, kind of, there has been that, we talked about it before, haven't there, like temptation to go to London because obviously like content, and even Manchester, I know it's not far anyway, you get there easily enough, but like for you it's always been so important, hasn't it, staying
something draws me back to Preston every time. Like the amount of times I've gone to London and I see all my friends there, and obviously they're in the creator space as well, and there's something just that seems to bring me back. Even though I would love to live in a massive city, I think it's just the north just does something to me that wants to keep me.
I have the same. Like obviously, with Engage, there's been that temptation to. I love going for London. I feel like it inspires me, and it gives me that kind of like hunger to keep pushing. But I just love coming away from it, and also having that, that time. And I think that's probably our roots being in the countryside growing up. But yeah, right. In some questions. So quick one, jump in with tea or coffee.
Coffee always.
Always.
Always with oat milk.
With oat milk. Not a tea lover.
Tea, in some, maybe before bed, sometimes a cup of tea. Like it has to be a Yorkshire cup of tea.
Yorkshire tea, even though we shouldn't say that being from Lancashire, but
still,
how many brews are you having in a day?
Depends on what sort of day I'm having. I mean, if I've got a very busy day and I need to be on the go, maybe 3 or 4 sometimes. Is that really bad?
That's not too bad.
Depends on how I'm feeling.
Some people are in like the double digits, and I feel like that can't be healthy.
Not very healthy.
No. Morning or evening, I feel like I know the one this, but morning or evening run for those that are listening?
Middle of the night sometimes, but morning.
Morning You're an early riser, aren't you?
Yeah, very early. Like I think I've been an early riser ever since I was little, so yeah.
You like just getting up, getting it done?
Yeah, and then I'm set for the day then.
Yeah, nice. If I asked your friends to describe you in 3 words, what would they say?
Manic, crazy, and a girl that's got a big heart.
Right, I like that. Yeah, I think that's a great summary. First job you ever had?
Starbucks as a barista.
Oh,
back in the day.
I remember when we did the Starbucks campaign. Yeah. And you obviously I remember sending to the agency, like when we was finalising the job, and you were there in the uniform. Yeah, that's great.
I remember when I got that job, I was like, oh my God, back in the day, literally 16-year-old Liz would be screwed.
You sent me a picture, I remember.
It was when, I think it was Boris Johnson was like doing a campaign, and like all the TV crew came to my Starbucks, and they asked me to kind of do like a bit of a campaign in my little Starbucks outfit. But yeah,
so crazy.
Yeah, do you know what? I love that job so much.
Yeah.
I still nip in now, and all my regulars are still there. So
nice.
Love that job. It's
no, it's good though, isn't it? Having they're like almost like character building jobs, aren't they?
Yeah, and
I used to work in a little pub in Darwin. I loved it.
I mean, I made an unreal brew, so and I still can. So yeah, it was great.
People kept coming back for more. Go-to comfort food after a long run. So obviously that'd be very relevant at the minute. For Chicago.
Well,
must be ramping up the miles now.
A lot of miles. I think the other day I did 28 kilometres. And you know what? Sometimes I'm not hungry after a run. But if I've done like a race or a very, very heavy run, the evening meal would be like ham and pineapple pizza.
Ham and pineapple?
Is that a bit weird? There's like a really nice...
I don't know about I'm not a fan of the pizza personally.
Barbecue chicken or ham and pineapple, but it has to be from this local pizza shop that I go to in Preston. It's like my absolute go-to.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So pizza,
Pizza, for sure.
With a pizza. Bit of a different one, but if you could swap your running shoes for any type of sports shoes for one day, what would they be and why?
A sports shoe for one day.
If you weren't run with lists and you were to create content around one of the sport, what are you going for?
Oh my God. Well, do you know what? Fun fact about me, I used to be a little footballer back in the day.
I know this.
So I'm going to go for a pair of football boots because I own quite a few pairs, believe it or not.
Is there any still sort of affiliation to football at all? Or is days completely behind you?
I mean, I see the girls play now and again.
Yeah, nice.
And if I'm passing by, I'll stop over and give them a cheer. But yeah, no, unfortunately no affiliation with football anymore.
All running now.
All running. I've been converted, unfortunately. But yeah, I would pick up some boots, I think.
Nice.
If I had to swap.
You're creating the perfect running with list playlist for, let's say, for Chicago Marathon. What's the one song that absolutely has to be on there?
All You Do Is Win by DJ Khaled, I want to say.
Nice.
All You Do Is Win.
Oh, yeah. That's your go-to.
That's my absolute...
Is that like when it gets getting hard, that's the one I want coming on?
Yeah, it just like builds me up.
Nice.
I'd say that one, it just kind of gives me a bit of a hype.
That's what you need though, especially when you're tackling 26 miles, bloody hell.
Yeah.
Last one on this. If 10-year-old you could see you now, what would they say?
Who is this girlie?
I
She's...
mean, it's come a long way in the last
massive,
3 years, right? It's crazy.
I mean, back in the day, I was sporty. I used to do football, but when it came down to running, I mean, like, I remember at sports day, I used to hide, like, if it was cross country, I'd go and skive off somewhere else. I was just never really a big runner. So yeah, like looking back now, if that 10-year-old girl was looking at me now, she'd just be like, what on earth is happened?
So were you never like a sporty person at school?
Only football. Like I was a very much of a tomboy.
Now a wellness queen.
I mean, I think that's just come with age, I want to say. But just over, what's it been now, 5 years, so just through COVID, I started picking up running.
Yeah.
And I've got to where I am very, very quickly, I'd say.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, it's just been a bit of a whirlwind. So yeah, it'd just be a bit of a shock to the system looking back on it all.
Well, that leads quite nicely, into, talking about kind of like your background. Obviously, I've worked with you now for 3 years, so kind of well aware, but for the people watching, like, you obviously inspire and influence, like, lots of people through socials. And like I said, that journey you've been on is crazy, but obviously your background is actually in nursing, right?
Yes.
Since Starbucks.
Yeah.
And I think obviously massive respect to you, shout out to like all key workers as well, that, you kind of keep your affiliation to it, don't you? Like, even though, kind of like your influencer career has got to say you probably don't like, without no disrespect, don't need to be doing that, but like for you, it's really important, isn't it, to keep that? It's
something that just keeps bringing me back. I mean, I'm a big advocate for mental health, and I've been in it for such a long time. Yeah. I mean, I've never kind of gone to the extreme of being a nurse. I was a healthcare assistant on a psychiatric unit. I looked after 15 girls on there, looked after 50 men before now. Which led me to kind of go off and do an occupational therapy degree. Yeah. Obviously, that kind of got cut a bit short just because, I don't know, when you kind of look at life, and I remember sitting down with my tutors and like you came into the equation and shook things up a bit. My tutors just sat me down and was like, Liz, like, at the end of the day, you can always come back to university. Yeah. And the balance that I've got now because of the job I'm in, it's called like the bank, so I can still pick up shifts when I want.
It's perfect, isn't it?
And
I know we talked about this.
Yeah, it fulfills like this need that I have, and don't get me wrong, like running does give me this passion, and sort of I thrive off like my community that I have on Instagram, but in the same respect, I thrive off caring for people. Yeah. And I think just having that completely taken away from me, it just wouldn't do me any good.
And it's nice to have that, like, best of both worlds, isn't it?
I mean, I wouldn't really like promote doing 12-hour shifts back to back anymore, because that's just, it did a lot, like, it wasn't great for me. But you know what, like, I'm just grateful that I'm still able to just nip in and out and see like my ex-colleagues and like still do what I still have a passion for as well. So it's I don't know whether I'll go back in it like that industry one day, but for now I'm just faking it until I make it.
You're doing a great job, definitely. And it's like I say, it's so nice, I think, that you've got that, because I know, like, the reality of working in social media, right, is like you've got like busier mums, quieter mums. So like, I know for you, like when we've like been talking, you love that you can kind of, that 0 hour like shift work, it's perfect, right, for you to keep doing what what you do. So I guess like more than when it comes to like being a creator, like obviously the purpose of this podcast is to shine light on that, on you and on that journey. But I guess like what kind of inspired you to start creating content? I actually learned a little fun fact this morning that I know you're gonna go into. And when did running become such a passion like for you?
I mean, obviously I'm quite a new runner. I've not ran since I was like a baby, should I say. Like a lot of people that are classed themselves as runner, they've ran since we were like 5. I only discovered running, do you remember in COVID when it was like run for the NHS?
Yeah, and everyone was doing a strong
nomination thing, and I got nominated by an old friend of mine. And
really? So that's where it came from?
Yeah, I literally got nominated, and I'd just obviously been made furloughed. Is that the word?
Everyone was put on furlough,
So I had nothing to do, and I just tried it, and this sort of anxiety of like COVID life just kind of went away a bit when I started running. And I just...
Like mentally, you mean? It just forget about the worries of the world.
I've never done a sport where it kind of just like, I don't know, silenced my thoughts in my brain. So I just carried on and taught myself how to run. There was never a coach involved or anything. It was just kind of like, oh, I did 3K, I can do 4K, and just built it up. And over COVID, I just got better and better. And that's...
I think that's some people, like, I personally have always, like, exercised and like always had a love for health and fitness, but I think that's something people don't realise, is it's the mental impacts that getting out and just getting a sweat on, or like going and getting in the outdoors can do for you, like self-esteem and well-being.
It's so strange, because if you'd said go and run on a treadmill, I wouldn't get the satisfaction than I would if I was outdoors. And I think I am a very like busy person, like / manic person, and I think just sometimes going out on that run just kind of dulls that noise in my head that I need sometimes just to calm myself down, and that's just my escape to do that. So it's just kind of gone from there really with running.
Amazing.
So
and I guess that's more like the running journey then. So what about like the content specifically? Like what made, like obviously everyone's got like their personal social media channels, but like what made you go that extra step, I guess, to like, have you always had a bit of an eye for it, or when it comes to content and creativity?
I have never ever set myself up and thought I'm going to be a content creator. Like, I've never aspired. I mean, it all came down to the fact that I did have like a side hustle page back in the day.
I learned this morning. And, like,
it's so cringy.
So I love it. I think it shows where your like creative roots come from.
Before this running career started, in COVID, I started selling tie-dye hoodies, right?
It's a fun little fact.
And it was called To Die For by Liz. And I think I had about 20 followers, and they were all my mates. But then on my private Instagram, I was posting my Strava runs and like me getting better. And I thought, you know what, like, why don't I make use of this other page? Like, there's nothing on it. I might as well just change it up. And I was like a hiker, did all sorts. So it was like a bit of a wellness page.
Yeah, nice. And that's still like quite a route now in your content, isn't it? Like, I would say like your channel is very much all around kind of, yes, it's like very running focused, but that kind of like well-being, like feel good, like that like general positivity. Like when I'm always like pitching to brands, it's like she just brings good vibes. It's
a nice way to kind of put myself out there on social media. I think I don't really think I see a lot of creators, they kind of plan their week as like a creative sort of diary. I struggle with that. So when I feel good or I've got something on, I like to push that like on the day. I think that's just how it excites me a bit to just, I have a lot more passion when I kind of like discover something throughout the day. So it's kind of built from there. So literally I had a bit of time off at university in summer, and that's when it kind of like just changed for me, because obviously I had more time on my hands. I wasn't doing coursework. I think I had about like 1,000 followers.
Yeah, you're starting to get some sort of momentum
there was nothing, like, I didn't believe at that point anyway that I was going to be a creator. I just used to make silly little reels I just enjoyed doing, like, come and get dressed with me before I do a 12-hour shift, but I've also just done a run and you know, all of that. And I don't know, it kind of just blew up overnight, and I hate it when
Can you pinpoint it to, like, was there a few videos that, like,
there was one video I can remember, and it was like just this, I don't know, because running does, I find peace through running, a lot of peace. And there was like a song, it was by Marshmallow, like, oh, what's it called? There's a song, I'm not singing it to you. So anyway, there was a song that was trending, and I just kind of like sat there, and then next minute it was like, it said something like, why do you run so much? And then obviously the next video was because I find peace. And I have never seen anything quite like it on my Instagram page, especially as just a girlie that's like a student who works in a mental health unit. I was just a normal girl that just had this video that kind of popped off. And then obviously when you're on a bit of a roll, you want to do more because you see like engagement.
Was the like the metric, the engagement, was that kind of like driving force for your motivation?
I've just never seen followers, like, I don't want to sound like, I don't know, like bigging myself up, but I just obviously got a really good community behind me, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to thrive off that.
And I guess like the interaction with people, like,
it was fun. It was fun. Like, I found my people, because back home, back in the day, I had no friends that were runners. I did everything on my own. So when I found like these people that were following me again and they related to me.
Well, yeah, I think that's quite like unique about you, because like you've already touched upon, like, you weren't necessarily a runner growing up, and I still think to this day that's what makes you such a relatable, like, obviously I've like working in this space, like been right in the heart of that like running wellness boom, and so many, I said this on the last episode, but I'd be like, so many more people now are doing a high rocks or like doing a half marathon. Like, I've got mates I would never have dreamt of doing it, and I think like that is your profile in a nutshell, isn't it? It's like relatability. Like, I'm not saying I'm this elite runner. No. I just go and have a good time. It's just a
normal girl that's from Preston that just enjoys to run, and I think I try not to push my profile into people's faces and be like, running solves everything, because it definitely doesn't. There's definitely runs where I go and I still don't feel amazing after it, but it's just kind of like, I think because I've had experiences before I ran where I'd go out drinking or I'd go out doing whatever, and I'd just make unwise choices. And I think when you go through really rubbish times, I think you can either sway to one way or another, and I've definitely swayed one way, and it didn't help me at all. Whereas when I feel rubbish, I just go on my run, and it does just take that edge off sometimes.
I completely have the same. Like, you know, with work sometimes, if like it's a busy day, you've calls, email back to back, like, then it's so important for me to just get out, even if it's half an hour, like just reset, come back, you know, go again, feel like a new man almost, like, you know, to do that.
Don't get me wrong, the motivation is hard. Like, this morning I've done a 9K before coming to see you guys, and dragging myself
around the track, it's crazy.
Just from round in circles for fun these days, but girls got a marathon to run. But I just know that I always feel better, even at that tiny bit better than what I would if I'd not done it at all. So
well, it leads us quite on nicely. Like, obviously, like, upcoming now, obviously mentioned about the house move, which is exciting. First home, you know, which is like I guess it's a really good point for like those like watching as well. Like, you know, I massively encourage creators to try new things as like life changes. Like, yes, you've got a niche of running, but you know, a lot of your followers follow you for you, right? So like, documenting this process is going to be something that, you know, you want to take people on that journey, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a really nice community on my Instagram page, and I like, people say, oh, like, I get messages all the time. I try my hardest to get back to people and just build up this
community
sort of
management.
because I think it's so important. Definitely. And like, when people do come up to me and be like, oh, follow you, like, sometimes I do remember people messaging me, and it's just, I think it's just having that social relationship with people that support you, because without people that support you, I wouldn't be here doing what I do. And I think it's just nice to take people with me on this journey, because I don't know, like, if I just one day just got this house and I'm just filming, like, people are like, what? Because believe it or not, people do follow your journey and like understand that you've changed your content bedroom or whatever. So it's quite nice.
They spot the
and I think there's been a lot of people before being like, I remember you at the start, and it's just so weird to think that if I'd not taken that leap with you, where would I have been? And now I'm literally, touch wood, going to be walking in that house soon thanks to this. So
it's amazing, and listen, it makes me like, you know, it's
incredible.
One of the biggest things I love about this job is seeing, you know, like, unlocking that potential. Like, you know, with what we do, it's kind of I guess it's like talent spotting really, like, you know, I mean, I don't always like cringe when I say that, but like, you know, it's seeing like, you know, that potential in someone, and you just know they just need that pathway and push and bit of guidance along the way. Like, you know, we always say like we're only as good as the talent we work with, but you know, it's sending you in that right direction. But I guess you're just on what's upcoming. So I know we've touched on it, but obviously Chicago.
Yes,
you are on an absolute roll with some of these major marathons.
And, I know, I don't know what's wrong with me.
For those that don't know, what's been boxed off already, obviously.
We've got first one with Manchester.
Yeah.
Then we did Valencia. Then we've done New York, Paris, and the big one will be Chicago. So yeah, my 5th marathon, which is crazy to think. Like after Manchester Marathon, I thought never again. And then, believe it or not, this was a deal breaker why I left university.
Yeah.
I never got paid for this. I literally just went on a whim. And New Balance came forward and was like, obviously I was at uni at this point, and they were like, we really want to take you to Valencia. And I was like, oh my God, this
Crazy,
is...
yeah.
But it fell throughout all my exam week at uni, and I just sat down with my tutors and I was like, trip to Valencia doing a marathon or a university degree. And but yeah, I'm so glad like I kind of followed that path. But
sometimes you just got to jump.
Yeah, and I mean,
easier said than done. But,
yeah, I know like people kind of get bored of the marathons and they look for something else. But for me, I just think I'm not a natural runner, but it's just something I enjoy.
Exactly.
Like, I enjoy doing it.
Like how many, you know, there's so much content out there now about like doing what you love. But it's hard sometimes to find that thing. But when you find it, I think, and you can see there's something building. You've got to jump with 2 feet, right? I just love. I don't know what it is, but I thrive off a training plan. I know that's structure. I love structure and waking up and working towards something. I mean, me waking up, training for a marathon back when I did Manchester, which was years ago now, to waking up now and training for Chicago is such a difference, like in my sort of like fitness levels and motivation. So yeah, and even more like understanding how I'm meant to train for a marathon. It's just taken a bit of time, but touch wood, we're nearly there. How many weeks out now? 9, I want to say. It's coming thick and fast. 9 weeks. Yeah, it's crazy, but... You'll smash it. You always do. Do you know what? People always say, like, what time are you going for? And I think it's just too much pressure on me. And I always just say, I'm going to go for a good time. Yeah. As long as... Do you know what? As long as I have a nice time and I take everything in, I think that's enough for me. So if a PB gets thrown in there, I mean, I'm obviously going to be happy. But the way I'm training, hopefully, there'll be good times, but you never know on the day, so I don't want to jinx myself too much. So no, absolutely. Well, I will obviously wish you. I mean, of course, you'll be following me. Yeah, you'll be following me every step of the way. But yeah, no, I know you're gonna smash it. So obviously, a lot of like, I guess people are gonna kind of watch this content, or like I said, people that are aspiring to get in the content space, and some people even like that are on different parts of their like journey with content. But for people wanting to kind of break into like the creator space now, even specifically more like in running, what do you kind of like pin your success down, apart from having like the best team behind you, of course? Of course, just everyone goes to Engage. They're insane. Do you know what? Because I never aspired to be a content creator. I was aspiring to be a therapist, believe it or not. So so obviously I was myself, and that's so annoying to like kind of hear, because everyone's themselves. But I think no, but it's so true. Like you've got to be yourself. Like I think like even I see it sometimes with creators that are trying to follow like I don't mean social trends, but like obviously like when High Rocks kind of erupted, like people trying to throw themselves into hybrid, whereas like you've always been like, no, this is what I do. That's my space, and that's fine. And I think that like as much as I know, just saying kind of 10 minutes ago about like trying new things, I think that's great, but I think you've got to have that thing that's you and what excites you, or else quite quickly you're going to get content fatigue, and it's probably just not going to work. It's a bit more effortless for me. Say, for example, when I was doing content, when I was working on the wards, I didn't have time to do my hair. I was literally getting out of bed, getting ready for a run, going to work. So I just put my camera up, did my own thing. Like sometimes I'd have like, I don't know, mascara over my face. And like, I think when you show your actual personality off. Definitely. I mean, in those early days working together, how much that was I trying to encourage you? Like, because obviously just through meeting you, the first couple of times meeting you, like, got that like infectious personality, the energy and stuff, and I think you just got to get that out there. And that's what I was saying to you, wasn't I? Like, just be you more on camera. Like, listen, way easier said than done. I'm now trying it with with all this, and I know it's a bit more challenging. Like, I feel like a hypocrite saying it to everyone, but I think that was it. Like, you just needed that little bit of like, hang on, let's take a step back. Let's look at like what the strategy is. Strategy sounds like quite a serious word in social media, but like, you know, once we kind of iron that out, you just
have to strip it back sometimes. Like, I think as well, because I am from the north and I'm not in the thick of the London content creator world. Sometimes, obviously, I find that really difficult. But in the same respect, I am my own self. If people like me, great. Yeah. There's so much space on social media for following your own niche. Yeah. And I hope people like my niche, because that's who I am.
But it's clearly working.
Yeah, but you know what? At the end of the day, like, I used to fear so much about people thinking bad of me or cringing at me, but I think, you know what, like, now looking back, I'm getting sent to these incredible places that I don't even think I should be there, deserve to be there. And I think
it's like imposter syndrome.
Yeah, and I think that's a bit of advice for anyone starting content, is just quiet the noise from other people and just continue to just you, whether you've got 100 likes or you've got 5,000 likes. It doesn't matter about likes, it matters more about you putting yourself out there and just being you really.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to say it.
Definitely. So a little quick question here then, like, I mean, honestly, looking at you, I was actually looking at the other day, like, your partnership portfolio in the last 2 years is insane. Like, some of the brands obviously you've worked with, like, you know, it's been not even just in running, right, but there's been opportunities
such a mix
in and outside of that, and you know, that again is like testament to the work you've done. But if there was one dream brand collab, this is pressure on me now. who would it
Take
be?
note.
Yeah.
Take note. Well, it's really difficult because I have worked with a lot of my dream brands already, thanks to you. But I would say, just because it covers all bases and I use it every single day, would be Garmin. I think it's just such a
It was almost
like
you put that down to like a tool of like almost as well, like what was a big kind of push in that direction, right? It's helped you.
Yeah.
It facilitated like a lot
literally
of
everything, like my body battery.
Structure.
Everything, and like even my running, like, and monitor everything through that. And I think because I am a girlie that will only work with brands that I believe in and would actually use herself. And I think Garmin has definitely kind of like structured my lifestyle without sounding too cringy, because in the morning I check my body battery, I check my sleep, I check my VO2 max, like everything about it. Even
you like the stats.
I wouldn't say I'm stat heavy, but in the same way I do like to check up on the bod and what this Garmin's done. I mean, before this, I've still had a Garmin Forerunner.
No pressure, Liam. Like, get on the phone to Garmin.
Come on, sort it out for me.
Yeah, we'll hold that thought.
Definitely.
Okay, last question on this section. So, where do you see yourself in the next couple of years? I mean, the last 2 years have been insane, right? Growth, brands, career changes. But what do you see the next couple of years shaping out like?
I feel like as a running creator, I mean, I am getting older now, and I think it's just exploring I see myself in the content world as kind of like establishing myself a bit more, not just as a runner, but kind of like maybe going into different areas of my lifestyle. I mean, I'm getting a house now, I am getting older, and I kind of want to share that with everybody else. I think that's just a way
It's
of
a really
growth.
good point you make that though, because I mean, I've like, as you know, we have strategy calls like most months, and that is exactly what we talk about in those sessions, right? Like content series, content pillars, like what's coming up in life that we can maybe like, you know, stay kind of authentic and add value to a community without going too left field with what you you know what you want to do. And I think that, you know, that is kind of like something that, you know, that I think is very much kind of where we want to be going with that content. You know, I always say to creators that once you have a niche, like, and you need to kind of have a niche to get off the ground, but then eventually your community follows you for you, right? And
I would hope so.
Like you can experiment then with it about it, right? You're probably gonna always have like running and health and fitness runners red tape for your content. But you know,
it's just nice to sprinkle a bit of like reality as well. And definitely. I think obviously like with the house move and eventually, I mean, I don't know how long content creating is going to last for me, but hopefully it'll be for a very, very long time. I mean, I do want my own little platform one day.
Well, we've been having some exciting conversations, haven't we?
Yes,
you know,
really
about,
exciting
like,
conversations about that.
And what's next.
And, because I love my community. I mean, like I've said before in this this podcast, like without my community, I wouldn't be here. And I think
you want to give back to them.
In a way, it's just kind of like bringing them along with me as I grow as well. So I think I've just learned not to look in the future too much, but also just have a bit of a sight what could potentially happen. Yeah,
definitely. Well, like I say, some exciting conversations.
Very exciting.
We'll have to like hold that forward.
Yeah.
Right, to finish off, we've got a little game we wanted to play with you.
Okay.
So finish the sentence. I don't know if you were aware of this before, but
I've seen it before.
I'm going to read some things out to you, and I want you to finish off the sentence.
Go easy on me, but
I will go easy. I promise they're PG.
Okay.
If I don't answer my phone, I'm probably.
It's gonna be sad. This running.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Or you do like a do not disturb, don't you?
I am always on do not disturb.
I mean, you always say, give me a double ring.
Yeah, double ring is how it's meant to be, because I don't know, I just don't like notifications. They stress me out. So
I guess that's probably a good point to touch on though. Like, how do you manage that? Because like I can't imagine as your phones must be just going nuts all the time.
Do you know what?
Do you mute like notifications?
I try not to, just because like I do have a select few people that I like to, so you can notify certain people.
Okay.
Certain people come up on my phone, even on do not disturb. So yeah, it's just, I think I've just grown to kind of like manage it as it comes. I mean, you guys, I always check in the morning. You give me a to-do list, what to do. I post pretty much every other day, I want to say, and that's enough. So yeah, I just kind of go with the flow. That's a nice flow to have, but yeah.
Yeah, nice. If I win holiday of a lifetime, it would be to
New York.
New York.
Yeah, I love New York.
Place.
Not Times Square, more like the Brooklyn Bridge area. Like, nice. I love that so much.
Obviously, went last year for the marathon.
Yeah.
Right? Is that your first time you've ever been?
Yes.
Such special place,
absolutely incredible. And I don't know, like, it was just so vast.
Yeah.
I've never been in a city like that before.
It literally, I mean, we went actually where we got engaged, a very special place, but like it genuinely takes your breath away.
Yeah, it does. Like the skyscrapers
and all the little film references that you see from.
Just like the quirky things on the street and everything about it. Just, do you know what? I probably one day potentially could manifest living there.
Yeah.
Just the vibe's amazing.
The word I use, magic. Like, it is. It's gorgeous. It's like magical, isn't it? Like when you're there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we book a flight and go now?
Yeah. Escape reality.
My proudest running moment so far is...
I'm going to say, because it's very relevant, Paris Marathon.
Yeah.
Obviously, a couple of years ago, I broke my foot, and
I have... first started working together.
Literally, you signed
Crazy,
me.
Yeah.
And then
we were all like positive,
later,
all these plans, and then
please
tell me how it happened as well.
Literally, someone stood on my foot.
In a club, wasn't it?
It was in a bar. I'd seen my friend from London.
Oh.
Very, very last minute plans. And
Can't
then
stand there and run with Alyssa's foot. That's
I actually did a 12-hour shift straight after that. And I didn't know it was broken.
Yeah,
and
I
then
you saying.
Literally gave up uni, signed with you.
And we had a brand deal.
We had a brand deal. I got sent a pair of running shoes the day after.
Oh, well, you like, Liam, what do I do?
I was mortified.
Yeah.
So yeah, I forgot the question. What was it?
My proudest running moment so far.
So obviously this whole break kind of set me back a lot.
Yeah.
I'd just finished Valencia Marathon. And I just really wanted to push for a PB, and Paris was my time to shine, and I got my PB, and I got it on camera.
Show it off. What was it?
It was 3 hours 20. Oh, I say 25.
That's incredible.
3 hours 25.
For someone who has never ran in the growing up that's impressive.
It was. Do you know what? It just took my breath away. Yeah. Like I just had a bit of a minute to myself. So I was so proud. Yeah.
An emotional little.
It's took me so long to train for it and get to that number. So. We'll see in Chicago if we can get it down even more. But
you will. If I wasn't a content creator, I'd probably be...
I'd be in the healthcare profession, I want to say. I thrive off caring for people, and I think if I found my niche in a mental health area,
I'd go back to those roots.
Yeah, I think I would do, but kind of go... No, I think I'd go private.
Okay, nice.
I'd have something in the pipeline with that.
Nice. The one thing I always forget on race day is...
Oh, that's... I'm quite prepared, you know.
I'm going to say your content is all around race day.
To a T.
A better way of putting it is, what's your most essential thing on race day?
My gels.
Gels.
Yeah, my gels would... Yeah, I'm going to say gels and headphones.
You are literally known for electrolytes as well.
Of course, my electrolytes, I have them before, but on race day, I have to have my gels with me, or I just can't grab them off people. I have to have my own. So, gels and headphones.
Last one. The future of running creators is...
It's a scary world now. Well, not a scary world, but it's just developing as we go. So I wouldn't even know how to describe what's for the future, because even when I first started, I thought content was massive, but now it keeps developing.
Yeah,
so.
And I think this is it, isn't it? Everyone always talks about it's growing, it's crazy, this industry's booming. But then also what comes with that is there's way more creators. There's way more like almost like selecting for brands, but there's more brands getting into it. So
yeah, I like
it's the
to
unknown,
see
isn't
that.
it? Like, you know, even for us guys, like, you know, we are very much still like in unknown territory because there's, you know, brands that have like now been in it for a few years, there's brands that are only just coming into it.
It's nice to see though that, you know, like some very random brands that I still like use myself, like Persil, for example, like where have they come from? And then they're kind of like a pushing for fitness creators, and it's so good to see. But yeah, hopefully a lot more brands like getting involved in that fitness space, because I just think it's incredible. So yeah, definitely.
Amazing. Well, Alysia, thank you so much for joining me on Behind the Feed. It's amazing to hear obviously about your journey. Like obviously, like, you know, you're such a, honestly, you know, a credit to work with every day. Like we absolutely love working with you, and seeing you go from strength to strength makes me like a proud older brother almost, being from Preston. But yeah, thank you guys for watching today's episode. Please like, subscribe, all that jazz. But yeah, I believe that's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Thank you so much.